today we have guests coming in from Iran, Dr. Rosita, Dr. Rajiv Pandey from Lucknow, Dr. Masood Siddiqui from Lucknow, and Mr. Satyendra Kumar Singh from Lucknow. Today we will be discussing on how to have careers in artificial intelligence, data sciences, and IoT. So, a formal welcome to all of you. Before beginning the session, it is mandatory to introduce all the guests to you, audience. So, here we go. Dr. Rajiv Pandey is a senior member of IEEE. He is a faculty at Amity Institute of Information Technology, Amity University, Lucknow. He possesses a diverse background experience of around 35 years, including 15 years of experience in industry and 20 years of experience in academia. His research interest includes contemporary technologies as blockchain, cryptocurrency, information security, semantic web, cloud computing, and big data and data analytics too. He has published more than 50 research papers in Scopus and other science index journals of repute. Welcome, sir. Second, we have Dr. Masood Siddiqui. He is a professor in the area of decision sciences and business analytics and Dean Research at Jaipuria Institute of Management, Lucknow. He is PhD in mathematical sciences, mathematical statistics, and was CSIR Fellow in Mathematical Sciences. His areas of expertise is business analytics, multivariate data analysis, decision model, soft operation research, etc. He has a wide experience of consultancy and also has taken more than 100 FDPs and MDPs in various areas. He has co-authored the famous book Statistics for Management, ISBN 97893258118 by Pearson Publication. He has more than 40 research papers to his credit in various international acclaimed journals and has more than 400 Google Scholar citation, including 9 H-index and 10 index as on today. Last but not the least, and she is one of our favorites here because she is our foreign participant, Dr. Rosita Jamili. She is assistant professor in Department of Computer and Information Technology, Islamic Azad University, Madar Shir Branch, Seman, Iran. She has completed her doctoral studies at Motilal National Institute of Technology, MNNIT, as we all know, Allahabad, UP. She is PhD in Computer Science and Engineering. Her research areas include Internet of Things, data mining, web mining, social network analysis, intelligent agents, ITS, that is Intelligent Transport System. She has more than 50 papers in her credit published in ADBC Journal, Scopus listed journals, ISI journals, and ISC journals. Welcome, sir and ma'am, to the panel. Mr. Satyendra Singh will be has joined here as a career counselor, and I would request him to give a brief introduction of himself and the company that he belongs to, which happens to be mine too. We are from Career Groomers and we are into career counseling and training. So, Satyendra Kumar Singh ji, please.
Yeah, very good evening, everyone. Welcome you all here on this forum, and this forum has gone international today. So, thank you so much, Dr. Rosita. As far as I'm concerned, I am the Satyendra Kumar Singh from the city of Relevance, Lucknow, India. I'm a career coach and has an experience of more than 20 years into academics and industry. My passion is into actually education, and therefore I shifted from academics and got into career counseling and coaching. And where career counseling has a new dimension, means it is not only picking up a particular course based on your psychometric analysis, but it is also like the development of your soft skills and hard skills It is balancing your work and life. It is developing the sense of satisfaction and happiness index. So, a lot many things are there which you obviously can build up. So, being into the company that's called Career Groomers, we are actually focusing on nurturing the talents and giving you a proper platform so that you start your journey from your birth and you enjoy the life once you are super innovative. So we are trying to keep abreast with all those things, and therefore we are into it. So that's all about me. And as far as Dr. Sanchita Ghatak is concerned, she is PhD in psychology, she's MCA, and she is PGDM with information systems management, and has a wide experience in industry and as well as academics. So this is all about the forum today. So welcome you all. Over to
Uh,
Dr.
thank you.
Sanchita.
Thank you, Satyaj, for introducing me also. Let's start with the session formally. I think people have already logged in and they are waiting eagerly for the panelists to resolve their queries. Uh, my first question would be to Dr. Masood. What is data science and data analytics? Everybody says these two words, data science and data analytics. Is there any difference or is it the same thing? Can you please elaborate on it?
Good evening, all. Uh, the both the words data science and data analytics have data. The first word data in common. So, but it is much more commonality in between these two terms. Means apart from the data, but there are much differences also. Basically, the data analytics can be prelude to the data sciences. Means it can be taken as the gatekeeper for any organization with respect to the data. So as the data appears in the organization, so the first instance it encounters with a data analyst, and then it passed to the data scientist. So the role of the data analytics is a data analyst is to examine data to identify various trends, develop visualization and describe the data, and presentation of the data to make some business decision making. So actually it consists of drawing meaningful insights and solving the business problem. So it is actually as we define the data scientist, the data analytics and the data sciences, the three terms come. One is the business context, other is the technology, and the um, uh, third one is the um, theory concept or the tools concept. So basically, it consists of the business part, means how the business part has been evolved and how it has been examined. So the business analytics is also termed as business intelligence analytics, and it is much related to Tableau development. So we can say it is much more related to the initial part or the visualization and description part. Whereas the data scientist or data science is related to designing and constructing the new process for the data modeling, developing algorithm, and then moving to predictive and prescriptive modeling. So we can say that things start with the data analytics and then move to the data scientist. So this is the difference. Right? This is the
Uh,
broad difference.
Thank you, sir. So before proceeding with other questions, I would like to I would like all the audience to know exactly about the topic. So, as Dr. Masood has explained us about data analytics and data sciences, I would like to ask Dr. Pandey, Dr. Rajiv Pandey, to give a brief introduction of what exactly AI is all about, artificial intelligence, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Learners and the participants, see, when you talk of artificial intelligence, term itself is very explanatory. But then over the times, the concept has been changed so diversely that things are in the initial years when this particular term AI was coined, we could remember of a machine playing a chess with a player. So that time, that particular thing was termed as AI. But if you try and analyze that in today's age, you would probably feel that that was only something called as a machine learning. right? So today we expect machines to work more like human being, whereby it can start thinking as a human being and making decisions as a human being. That is exactly what is AI. And so when we talk of, I mean, interrelated, but what happens is generally these terms go interrelated, AI and ML. Most of the places where people try to talk about AI, they usually refer to interchangeable machine learning with it, right? So machine learning is more talked about here as AI because higher scales of AI is still in the process of being achieved, right? So AI, when I talk about AI is machines made to simulate and think as humans, right? And over the course of our discussion, probably we will try and expand this definition much wider.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Coming to Dr. Rosita, can you please explain what exactly is IoT? Like Internet of Things, yes, we know, but a lot of people do not exactly know what exactly is IoT. So, can you please explain on that?
Good one. IoT or Internet of Things, whenever we are, it's referred to objects which are connected through the internet. Meaning in your around, they are objects. They are connected together. They are talk with together and share information. They can just some technology. This technology can be Wi-Fi, can be WAN. It's on your area which are you are connecting. So in IoT, you are having sensors installed in places such as your car, your home, your and these sensors can be collect your data and through the communication technology can be sent anywhere. So in IoT, we are anything can be you access anytime from any place. As for example, in your smart home, you are out of home and you want to see how much is the temperature of your home. You just with your smart connecting your just AC or your home. This already installed in your home, and you can check how much is the temperature of your home, or can just control your child or any devices from outside. Or mostly IoT now you have used in place means in industry, in your school, your home, your car. You are already using a sensor. It can be help you for controlling your condition, for your patients just health. For example, in medical area, some people having some problem issue, some medical issue, so they have to check doctor every time. Now, this sensor can help this doctor for checking um, and help this patient as soon as. So, in for example, transportation area, we have intelligent transportation systems. This can be help us avoiding traffic or just reducing the traffic volume, or it can be uh, prevention of incident, or can be in management center for some problem which can be happen in. So we can use now IoT is just using any place you can imagine. And the main aim of Internet of Things is make easy for you, for human living and just enjoying its all.
Listening to you, something very crooked actually came to my mind. Internet of Things are going to make the life of parents very easy, but will get the lives of children very tough, because parents will be watching the children right from their office, and they just cannot claim that no, we were studying or we were doing something useful. So I think Internet of Things is going to be a boon for the parents, and a bane for the children. I don't know, like they can also use it in for a positive purpose. Thank you so much, Rosita. Now, my next question would be again, moving ahead in this discussion. Masood ji, what skills are actually required to become a data scientist? Like when I hear about data scientist, a lot of things come to my ears, that you need to have some statistical background, you need to be very good at maths, you need to be very good at computers, then only you can be a data scientist. Is it a myth, or is it true that you have to have a very good knowledge of all these subjects to become to have a career in data scientist? Science,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. If we compare data sciences with data analyst or data analytics, then in the first I will take up data analyst, so things will be very clear. For data analyst, even non-technical expertise can be good. In that aspect, for a data analyst, the more is related to the business setting. Means a person should have a better knowledge of the business, because it is the first hand encounter with the organization related to analytics. So for that purpose, even a non-technical expertise can be done. Means a person has a elementary knowledge of statistics like data visualization and exploratory data analysis, that can be done. For the data scientist, since it is much related to modeling and developing algorithm, so for that purpose, we require a substantial knowledge of statistical process, machine learning algorithm, as well as some coding skills, uh, which also involves SQL knowledge also, right? Even SQL is required for a business analyst also, but in this aspects in data sciences is more related to science aspect, right? More related to the modeling aspect. So for that purpose, these statistical and machine learning algorithm are more important.
Okay. Thank you so much. Dr. Pandey, uh, coming to you, what is the qualification actually required to become an AI? Because somewhere you told that AI also requires some kind of programming skills and all. So, what is the basic qualification required to become an expert in AI, like to have a career rather in
Yeah,
artificial intelligence?
yeah. Today's I often remember of an ad nowadays we see on the TV that about 7 years old student is making application, and that is doing a business for the entire home. So in today's world, I would say that in fact to become a professional in any particular field of computer science, you really need to be enthusiastic first thing. So simple. You need to then you have to have a fundamental understanding of programming, solving your problems through some particular logic, right? If you can start doing that, probably you're into some aspect of all this anyway. So then we have certain programming languages specifically matched with AI and machine learning. Like I could talk about Lisp. We could have very familiar in today's generation, that is Python. C++ and Java always take up a leading hand on that. Then we have languages like Prolog. If you can gradually build up a little understanding on problem solving, then analyzing a problem, and as Dr. Masood has said, see, ultimately it is at the back end, any machine for it to learn or any AI application to actually produce results for you, it is the data. How much can you train it, and that better training that you give to a machine, and ultimately see, when you try to train a machine, training a machine is how accurate data can you provide to the machine to be trained appropriately. It can make predictions for the future. Like initial example I told you about chess application. So in that chess application, what happens, the machine could actually have the entire calculations of the move of the opponent, which next move that he's going to make. So ultimately, it is all how best you can train him, and if you can do this, probably you're into. Yeah, one aspect is thought process is certain, but as AI says, you really don't have to know about a human brain how it works. They are appropriate, and in today's generation, things are becoming actually so simplified. Also, most of the languages that I talked about just now is they provide you basic APIs which do every fundamental task for you. If you want to make in data science or analysis, when you talk about if you want to find a k nearest neighbor for any particular solution, probably there are applications which could do it. You don't have to do the entire coding also today. Just drop in or bring in that application. It solves the problem for you. Automatically, result is generated. So only awareness and a liking to get into this field and a fundamental understanding of these languages. And languages, believe me, is not very difficult to. Today in a generation where we are doing e-learning and Corona making it fruitful for us. Learning a language does not take more than a week to start with, right? So, I think all of you are already in line of becoming an AI expert by joining this particular program and getting a fundamental understanding of it.
Thank you so much, sir. People, yeah, they have already logged in, and we have already got the first question from one of our participants. He is Vishal Ghosh from Kolkata. He says, "What are the main things that is required to become a data analyst?" So I think that would be answered by Masood, sir.
For a data analyst, a person has a bit of knowledge about the business, how the business processes are moving, because the business context is always important. Along with that, since I have already mentioned that even means that technical knowledge is not much required for a business analyst, right? Or data analytics. So one thing is the business context. The other thing is basic statistics that is related to exploratory data analysis and the different visualization techniques. So these are the technical part and related since it is also related to data warehousing, data mining. So SQL, and apart from SQL, some any basic analytics software. To be start with the most basic one, MS Excel. Then that person may have knowledge of SPSS, but since SPSS has been paid, so it is not much of use in the today's scenario. And the person may have a basic knowledge of R or Python. It's related to data analytics. So that serves the purpose. Even one more thing, there is one more software related to visualization, that is Tableau. So Tableau is free, so Tableau is good, and Power BI. So a person has means the understanding how these results are giving us the business acumen, and along with how these softwares or how these languages can be used. This is the basic knowledge.
Sanchita madam, can I add a little
Yes.
bit to this?
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. See, the listeners, please keep one thing in mind. You talk of AI, you talk of IoT, you talk of data analytics, you talk of data sciences. At the background of all of these is data, right? And when we talk of any particular system that is looking into analysis of this, you could talk in terms of fundamentally, first thing when you should be able to accumulate clean data. Your entire analysis would actually depend on the data set that you accumulate. If your data set is dirty, it is gone. So basically, you need to storage of data, collection of data, storage of data, further update of data. Because see, when you talk of data warehousing or data mining, history of the data is very significant. Right? And as Dr. Masood said in his word, third step comes is the visualization. Visualization is from a managerial perspective. So, but what data is presented as a report to him or as a visualized parameter or a graphics on the screen, based on that, further decisions are taken by the management. Right?
Thank you, sir. Dr. Rojita, would you like to add something to this, like related to AI and specifically business analyst that he is talking about, Dr. Masood and Dr. Pandey is talking about, because your area also seems to be from data analysis. So, would you like to add something to this?
Actually, for IoT work, we need three types of professionals there. One is the network specialized people who are working for managing connectivity, um, data analysts who are already gathering data and already interpret data or analyze. The third is engineers who are creating the software, hardware that allow you to just connect. So for IoT, maybe if you want to work professionally, you need to have some computer science or engineering. You have to know some coding. So you have to know how should be with data in cloud computing. So for all of these, you have some knowledge. Means know everything. You can start from a small. For example, if you want, you can write mobile application connecting device. All devices already having some capability for. There is no need to have very knowledge. Just can start and you just develop some applications, or you can work in security because in IoT already collecting data, or we have all of them we have issue. If anybody like can be just concentrate in one of this area. For example, you can develop for some applications for you can develop some applications for your or mobile app education area or etc.
Thank you so much. If I can conclude to this discussion, for having a career in data analysis as and data analysis, you must have the basic knowledge of statistics, a few programming languages like Python, and a database handling language that is SQL, and a visualization tool that is Tableau is one of the best that we can have. If I'm correct, Dr. Masood, is it that you said? Thank you so much. Satyam ji, taking a clue from what Rajiv sir said, that it's all about management. So my question to you is, can who can become a data analyst, or yes, data analyst if I'm talking about a management graduate, or an engineering graduate?
Look, Dr. Sanchita, actually, as Dr. Rajiv Pandey also said, the whole crux is basically the data. Whether we go for data analysis, whether we go for any other thing, the crux is that we have to depend upon data. So the scope of data for that matter has not increased in terms of quantity, but also in terms of its variety, usage, and complicated applications as of now in today's scenario. And each and every sphere of our life actually calls for the use of data, right? And this has turned into, because the volume is so high, so often we term it as big data, and it has an interrelation of fields. Various fields are actually join their hands to manipulate or to analyze the data, be it statistics, be it computer science, be it like software development and mathematics for that matter. So this requires a specialized set of skills to properly manage the data sciences, right? So data science basically entails, the analytics and applications in order to develop tangible business solutions. And this requires a domain, the technical background of the person, especially in computer science or software development, with a strong footage, and the person has to know about the decision, the mathematical decisions that he has to take. He has to analyze in terms of market statistics. He has to analyze them in the terms of the business development. So there is a huge demand for those who are actually from the commerce background or the management background, and for the technical aspects of all those things, you may need the persons who are actually aspiring for engineering. So there is no prerequisite qualification for to become a data science as a such, but definitely you should have a strong base of computer science or management or commerce or any related discipline, because it is actually interrelated. Most of the time, what happens is like once you go for data analysis, you actually work in a team, and everybody or the other they actually go hand in hand and they join their hands to interpret data, to analyze data, because everybody is not perfect in all those things. So if you go for programming languages, obviously the engineering students are actually into it, and they need to know the programming concepts so that they can mine and fire the queries over data. They can use like big data SQL engines. So this is like that. And just I would like to add couple of points, because for those participants who actually want to go into this thing. So there are 4 or 5 steps, basic steps to go into for data sciences as far as the career is concerned. So first of all, you have to earn a bachelor's degree and begin to work on projects. Whatever the projects are there, you have to go for internships or like that. And then you have to tune in your analysis thing. If you are a computer engineering student, you have to go that ways, and you have to work on big data skills. If you are into management part, then you have to go for statistics and other things. So that is you have to fine tune your expertise for that matter, and then you have to go for your first earning opportunity, first very entry level job. Then you have to enhance your professional skills, professional engineering things, professional certifications for that matter, and later on you can obviously pursue higher education as far as computer science is concerned, computer engineering is concerned, mathematics is concerned, including physics and any other related field that can help you out.
Dr. Sanchita, here I would like to add some more thing to Mr. Satyen's. Right. The first thing is a number of companies which are coming to the campus, as well as the analytics and the research company that I talked with. uh, they actually at the first step they go for guess estimates, means they examine whether the person is having a logical aptitude or not. So it is expected that a person, if a person is having a logical aptitude, that person may develop these tools or techniques in a better manner. So logical aptitude is there, and this logical aptitude is not related to any technical knowledge. Along with the logical aptitude, since it is a much important part of presentation also. So they look for the presentation skills as well as their storytelling skill, means how they present the um, results to a non-technical person, because ultimately the owner of any problem is may not be a technical person. So these things are required, I think, in a much broader manner, in a much required manner. Basically, at the first step, they look for this aspect only, and the technical aspect comes at the second level. Thank
Dr. Sanchita, we are finding a question here. Do you wish me to answer about it? Shanum Zaman is
Yes,
asking a question.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Her question is that does having an in-house data analyst and ready softwares available through Facebook, Google, Instagram, will it lead in reducing relevance of research agencies? See, firstly, yeah, things are becoming simplified. I told you in the initial statements. Nowadays, if you go to Google, Google has got so simplified solutions for data modeling and predictions and AI related of any particular activity. But remember one thing, research agencies do a specific research with respect to, and their data set is specific. Tools could be provided by Facebook, Google, Instagram, but ultimately training your machines, I said the cleanliness of your data sets would purely depend on the researching agencies, right? And probably researching agencies, yeah, things would be simplified. Certainly, machines are coming in, human intervention is going to be minimized. That's for true, right? So as I gave example, Google has got APIs which can do or build your solutions on AI and machine learning or data sciences within minutes. Believe me, within minutes, right? So I mean, be assured, research agencies still have got a long way to go, and their task is a different aspect. Machines can only help, but human intervention can never be overcome. That's what is my understanding.
Any of the panel member would like to add to this the question? The question was, does having an in-house data analyst and ready software available through Facebook, Google, Instagram will lead to reducing relevance of research agencies? So that was a question coming in from Shanum Zaman.
Actually, I don't think so. I also support Dr. Pandey's statement, because obviously every agency is having an in-house analytics and research agency, but a lot of task has been outsourced to the particular research and analytics agency. And with the time, things got changed. So these research and research agencies are adopting for a new domain. Like earlier, marketing research agencies are related to data collection in a traditional manner. Now, much data is collected at different levels at a faster rate. So obviously, with the invent of a lot of data, the quality of data is much more important, and quality and relevance of the data can be examined by these agencies. Moreover, training of machines for the machine learning is obviously done by these agencies.
Okay, as a career counselor, what would you say? Because this question actually comes, I think, as a concern for a person working in a research agency. Will the work reduce, Satyenji?
Yeah, actually, the agencies means many of the engineers or many of the analysts actually are hired by the company. But generally, as part of getting abreast with the latest technology or the concepts in the market, and moreover, there are many companies who like to actually go for outsourcing things because they might like to go for the cost cutting as well. So in house, obviously they need to, because many of them what happens is they are very sensitive data. The data is very sensitive. Many a times, privacy matters also comes into place. So the companies cannot give all the data to everybody. How? Obviously, they can sublet or they can pass on certain segments of that to certain agencies who can take care of all those data and at the same time maintain the privacy and other legal aspects of the data and take care of all the things.
Thank you so much. I think Shanu Zaman got her answer. Coming to you, Dr. Rosita, like we were talking about the qualifications and requirements for becoming, for having a career in data analysis or data scientist. What is that a person requires? Like what qualification actually a person requires to work as an IoT expert, IoT specialist, I mean to say.
Actually, need after that, if want to make connection, they have to know about communication technologies. It's area where are you working? Suppose in industry, maybe you have some special technology, or it's depend. It's depend to working and which suppose you are to develop some application is, for example, in education area, it's very with if you work industry area, or if you work in smart home, a smart city, and etc. But actually, you have to connect technologies, and if you know some software for developing very you can only work in this. You just make some apps for connecting your smartphone with since this device, I told already, devices already in market and they are already having capability working with your mobile. Only you need program connecting this device with your phone. So you can just learn one of the software. Start working already, and in all place in this pitching in this mobile app development area, they are already earning very good. They are just developing one, connecting your, for example, your TV to your mobile, or your refrigerator with your mobile, or maybe it's with mobile, and so very good is already here, and very simple. There is no too much. There is no need you have too much knowledge. Go and learn some special this area mobile app development softwares, and just start your work.
I think this is a clue, and this is a very good news for people who are into app development. A few years back, people with coding experience were finding it very difficult to have a career because there was mushrooming of software developers. I even heard that if you are a person from Bangalore and if you're throwing a stone, if it won't get hurt, or it won't go to an animal on the road, but it will hurt a software developer. So software developers were so much, the demand was much less, and the supply was very much. So there was lot of laying off and a lot of career related issues that came up with the software related field. But this IoT thing coming in, I think the people who are into app development, which as far as my knowledge is concerned, is not that complicated. There are certain open source code also. There are a lot of things that you can have, and JavaScript, I think, also is used for creating some kind of app. So people can have a good career as a freelancer also, if I'm right, Rosita. If you are like well versed with creating apps, then linking TV with mobile, or linking your AC with your TV, or with your mobile, and sometimes maybe your refrigerator with your mobile, so that you can check the supply of your eggs and milk in your fridge, and then automatically order. So I think very good time is coming for the app developers also, with the new fields of technology coming in. Thank you so much, my panelist. Satyenji, I would like to ask you something, that what, like, here in India there is a saying, बच्चे को सरकारी नौकरी मिलेगी कि नहीं? Like, will my kid get into PSU jobs? I think this is a very big question that every Indian parent has. Even the students also have. Will I go into PSU? Because PSU is considered to be very safe, and it gives a very good lifestyle, good salary, easy lifestyle. So those are the things that come with PSU. So getting into this, that is into IoT development, or data scientist, or AI specialist, can they go in for any kind of PSU jobs? And if so, then what kind of PSU jobs are actually meant for them?
Actually, frankly speaking, Dr. Sanchita, most of the opportunities in data science actually come from the private sector, because they are actually working in diverse fields of analytics. However, government has to still leverage on data sciences so as the job has to come in front. Uh, Coincidentally, the government of India is actually far behind from many of the European countries, and for that matter, the US and all, as far as the tech savvy concept is concerned. Nevertheless, India is pushing upon digital India, and probably by next decade we are going to see a major shift in this all these things. But still you will find like UIDAI, Aadhaar card that we are actually using. We have an ample kind of data, very big data, you know. So that particular concern, UIDAI authority may need an analysis. So that is one part. They might analyze the data and furnish to Niti Aayog for framing the policies. Apart from that, insurance companies, the banking sector companies, the credit rating agencies, The big banks like SBI and all, they have ample data, very big data to analyze. Similarly, you have DRDO, you have ISRO, who are actually working on classified data, classified projects which are actually implementing data analysis and machine learning for that matter. So as of now, if you go like if you compare the private sector and the government sector or the PSUs, you won't find that much of job for a fresher in government sector. Obviously, government sector, obviously you see that they are having different norms and different crushings like that. They are dealing the hiring because of various pressures. They are slashing down the numbers of vacancies. They are hiring people on contract. So a lot many things are happening actually in PSUs and all those sectors. Definitely, an unexperienced person, a person who is not having that much of experience, will not find a very warm welcome in this PSUs. ISRO, HAL, and all those companies are actually hiring people. They might hire people. Uh, as of now, I did not find any vacancies as a data scientist term is concerned in any of the DOA as of now. Uh, Indian Statistical Service is one of the major thing where again we are expecting jobs to come. However, however, if you are comparing this PSUs with the private sector companies, we have IBM, we have Accenture, we have McKinsey. So all these companies are actually hiring people and they're paying good. So obviously we have to wait for PSUs vacancies as of now. But definitely there is light of hope because the data is increasing and government is actually pushing digital India. So therefore we might expect good news in coming times.
And Dr. Sanchita, here I would like to add something.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, here the major work has come from the various US agencies. Right? Means that the outsourcing work is done related to data analytics and data sciences. So, in that manner, the main jobs are in the private sector also. But my personal experience is for the last 2 years, means in 2018 and 19, we have done a project with UP Police Technical Services. Now they have established a full-fledged wing of data analytics. At that time, UP Police Technical Services and 112, they have a large data, and they are moving toward automation also. And they want to analyze the data for predictive policing. At that time, DGP of UP is Mr. O.P. Singh. He has a training instinct with Scotland Yard. And in Scotland Yard, they have moved from reactive policing to predictive policing. So they have also visualized to move in the direction, means to predict the happening of the crime. So for that purpose, a prediction is required. So they have developed a full-fledged training programs. I was also a part of that, where different police personnel have been trained in this aspect. And they are starting with a police university also, where these techniques, where these tools are to be developed. So in that manner, even PSUs are coming in a big way to adopt this domain. I think.
Hearing that actually made me feel very good because uh, uh, police actually here in India, as shown in the movies, they are the
They are
least
actually
bothered person.
reactive.
Yeah, and they are the least bothered person even if the crime is there. But if we are going in for predictive policing, probably yes, and getting trained from Scotland Yard would definitely improve the policing here in India, and maybe the crime rates will decrease. Crime sensitive areas like that has been marked in news agencies, like for example the NCR, Haryana, all these areas which are crime sensitive, probably the rate of crime would definitely improve if we are going in for this. And one thing that comes to my mind, and it makes me feel very funny, like at one time when I was into my graduation and probably was doing my course in computers or maybe in my MBAs or MCA, the word data used to come as a simple word. Data used to come, some work done and it's over. Now, there was a mention in the book that data is a very important aspect for an organization, and these days, with the technologies coming in, when we are talking about developing a smart city, when we are having this, like US has SSN number and India has this Aadhaar card number, probably the word data is very important for organization is actually coming into play. Thank you so much, panelists. Coming on to you, Rosita, where and how data science, AI, and IoT collaborate? Because I have heard in one of the magazines which I read a few days back that when you are creating smart cities, you are supposed to work with data science, like some kind of analysis, and the AI also comes into play. IoT is the technology that you said. So, where exactly and how exactly this IoT, AI, and data science will collaborate?
Yes. Actually, in the IoT having sensors, and this sensor already gathering data from environment whenever you are installing this sensor. Then this data which are collecting from outside, this is already making big data. Means you are every day, every moment you are collecting a huge amount of the data. So big data simply refer to information which are getting from and AI therefore already is very useful because it's reasoning and making extracting the AI you are using deep machine learning making analyzing models. Models are very useful for making predictions. For example, uh, if you are in a sensors in your cars, whenever the distance of your cars with other cars is common 2 meters, this is some alarm is coming to you. If you are reducing your speed and your distance coming to 1 meter, this is already automatically this sensor reducing your speed. This is already using AI. Means the sensors already having to work whenever see some dangerous condition coming to you. So in are using to predictions or making some decision whenever it's needs. And for other place also, for example, you're already having conditioner in your room and you just set that sensor sees this temperature is already 25 or 24, already off this air conditioner. Or another place already for medical area, another area, we are using AI for making decisions and then automatically for making our suitable condition environment.
Sanchita madam, I'll just add to this.
Yeah.
I mean, that will also address some of the questions that Shanum is asking here.
Yeah.
See, madam was talking about IoT. Now, let me add to this saying that IoT are actually constrained devices. They are lower on CPU, they are lower on RAM or memory aspects. Now, what happens to this? You can't embed a lot of analytics into this. So now what is being done, a technology or a concept called as edge computing has come up, right? So Shanum, keep listening to me. When you talk about automated light management, you're telling that the data has to be transferred toward maybe a cloud or maybe to a server where the decision making will happen and then it will react to the IoT. Now that process has been minimized. The data is collected from the IoT devices through various protocols. It is put up on the edge node, which is very close to the IoT. Now, decision making and analytics and the AI aspects or machine learning algorithms would be embedded in these edge nodes, which would do the entire analytics at the point. Like in your house itself, if you have a edge node, you probably don't have to send the data of all your IoT devices to a cloud from where they a corrective measure or a corrective analysis will be prompted. So edge nodes and these technology, fast tags, traffic lights, all that, in fact, is happening through that. Now, you don't have to send it anywhere else. The data analysis will happen on the spot, right there. Okay, so Shanam, I think that will answer IoT. I've integrated IoT. In fact, I've integrated Edge, a better version of IoT. I have also brought in AI, where my cloud had machine learning algorithms. Now those algorithms or the AI algorithms would be embedded into the edge itself. And data analytics would happen at the source rather than sending it to the cloud or any other server where decision making has to happen.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Rajiv, sir. Certainly, taking a cue from what Rajiv, sir, said, at the current time, COVID time, like as he said, that data analysis happens at that point only, at the point of traffic light or wherever it is being used. So, at this current time, when people are working from home, does a data analyst has the liberty of getting the work done from home? Because if things are happening at the end, then what is the use of data analyst being in the office? The things are being done there only. So what is the scope of that? Can they work from
Definitely,
home?
definitely, there is a lot of scope. Means people can, data scientists can actually work from their home. Uh, because data is somewhere, it's not always on your system. It is actually placed because the data is very so voluminous that is basically put on a big computer or a big server, and a part of that actually comes on your system. So it can come on your system, so you can work from your home also. Or many of time, what happens is like many of the people are actually collaborating on that data. Right. So that can be connected remotely with, on a distributed systems. And this also happens. This working from home, as far as data scientists are concerned, it can happen with the startups also. They're not having ample space to put all the employees there, and they actually want to cut down the cost also. Uh, it is also applicable on the big companies like IBM and all, who have a global footprint, and they would like they have all the technological support to allow their employees to do that. Similarly, if you are a freelancer or a contractor, obviously you don't need to build up a setup. So for that matter, you can always go for this thing where the data is actually supplied to you, provided to you, and you can work from that. Uh, Having said that, since I'm a psychology background also, so there are certain aspects to it which the company as well as the employees or the data analyst or the scientist has to take care of. Because many times what happens is like once you are out of sight, you are out of mind. Means the discipline part has to be taken care of, and you have to be self motivated because you find that there is no boss something, and you can take the leisure of time and all. So that is one thing. Second is like you actually miss learning and development, career development aspects of, because you are actually not keeping a track with the latest things that is happening in the job industry. And work-life balance, because you are there at home, so you'll be bombarded with the expectations from your family, and you will be also bombarded with the expectations from your work place, means your boss and your clientele. So you have to balance all those things. So it is many a times it happens, but obviously as far as the employment is concerned or the assignments are concerned, obviously you carry it from your home also.
Thank you so much. There is one question from Shamini
Shamli,
Saxena.
I would like
Uh,
to take,
yes,
right?
sir.
Uh, Related to the Shamli question, obviously, me Shamli also thinks that way. So this is true because now that business, now the data scientists or the data analytics are taking the role of these clinical research and the bioinformatics, right? Since a lot of data is coming, it means a lot of mathematical data is coming. So for that manner of the data management, data warehousing, and analyzing this data on languages like Python and R is much required. So they are moving much towards this direction. So it can be a good career for a person working in the medical research field or this. Right? a number of universities like University of Peninsula is having a full-fledged course related to this. So in that manner, it is coming up in a big way. Even all the COVID data is an example of the question that is posed by the Shamali. So definitely they will have a bigger edge.
Thank you so much, sir. We are almost there at the end of the session. But before leaving, one question that is there in my mind, which I wanted to ask Pandey sir, that what is where are actually the AI experts hired? Like we came to know about where the IoT people will be hired, where the data scientists will be hired. So we are still not clear about this. Like where exactly the AI people will be hired.
Yes.
A quick note from you, sir.
Yes, madam. Very short, right? Because we are running out of time. As Masood sir was telling, business where there is money immediately, there the chances are higher. But McKinsey predicts that very high, input of, data scientists will be required by 2030, and every domain, be it retail, be it healthcare, be it automotive, or any aspect that you can presume of, every particular aspect or every particular industry is going to be requiring data scientists. And data scientists are going to, at the back end, have AI and ML at the back end, which would do the entire analysis and give them visualized results. Therefore, all these will certainly go hand in hand. You can't keep any of them aside, right? So all industries today also we are seeing, IoT and things like that have already come into automotive industries, where automatically decision making through AI and the agents, they are not at a very large scale. It's a narrow AI which we talk about, or the weak AI, but these aspects are going to build up, and anybody who's keen into AI or ML as of today, please be prepared. Every industry, whether you're from bioinformatics, whether you're from medical, robots are coming up very heavily in medical industry. Operations are going to be doctor advised chat boxes. Our online corona centers, which are giving you advices for medicines, I believe they're working on chatbots, and chatbots is nothing but implementation of AI. So I don't see any industry that will remain untouched with data sciences, AI, and IoT in some way or the other will be integrated.
Thank you so much, sir. Before thanking all my panel members, I would like to thank my participants here for putting up such valid questions, and because of them, the discussion went on in a very serious note, and a lot of things actually could be unearthed. Coming to you, my dear panelists, my esteemed members, thank you all for being here. Today being a Sunday, and it took a long time of your family time from your schedule. But yes, I think this was worth spent. Thank you, Rajiv sir. Thank you, Masood sir. Thank you, Rosita ma'am. Thank you, Satyenji, for bringing in such deep insights about the topic. I think people will be highly encouraged to take up these fields as their career. They will also have an insight actually how to create a successful career in this. Before winding up the session, we are having few more sessions like this every Sunday, the same time, 6 to 7. Stay tuned to our Facebook and YouTube channel. You will come to know about every aspect of all the things that come in your career, whether it is data scientist, AI, IoT, whether it is medicines, engineering, and one upcoming thing that is there is, can you guess? Can you guess? It is digital marketing. So very soon we are going to have a session on digital marketing, how to have a career on digital marketing. The details will be notified to you on your group, whatever group you have joined. Thank you everybody for being there. Thanks, and thank you universe for creating this session for us. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.